And ladies and gentlemen, we are proud to highlight the achievements of the Forward family from Newfoundland and Labrador. The Forward family of St. John's, Newfoundland has been an integral part of the standardbred racing at the Goulds Track for nearly 50 years. Family members have competed very successfully on an ongoing basis with the local industry and have made their mark nationally and even internationally in the race game. Let's hear more about the Forward family from Gerard Murphy of Ocean 100.
Robert Forward married Marge McDonald and into harness racing. Marge was the daughter of Pat "Pop" McDonald Sr., one of the founding pioneers of Newfoundland harness racing. Bob first got involved with horses in the mid-1960s and over the next decade became a leading driver trainer at Avalon Raceway. Highlights included campaigning the mare Malcolm's Chief to a track record 21 consecutive wins and capturing the Governor's Cup race with Sunrise first. Bob stepped aside from the race game in the late 1970s before returning later. Bob's brother Gord and his son Gord Jr. both were active local drivers, while Gord's daughters were also involved. Bob's and Marge's 5 children grew up at the stables. Karen Lambert, Bobby Jr., Scott, Brad, and Rod all worked in the stable, learning to care for their horses. All 4 boys became trainers and drivers, and Karen's husband Dennis Lambert Sr. was involved as well. Between them and now a 3rd generation of Forwards, they have captured the Leading Driver Award 21 times in the past 40 years and Leading Trainer honors 27 times in that span at their home track. A stalwart horse in the Forward barn at the time was Gabby Angel. Marge bought her for son Rodney from Islander Ronnie Gass. Brad was her regular driver, and he got many early lessons driving the top mare. The family later bred her, and she produced a number of successful offspring. They even currently race her granddaughter, Gabby's Little Angel. Bobby Jr. was a regular participant as a trainer, driver, breeder locally from the mid-1980s until last year when he stepped aside. Brad began driving in the late 1980s and quickly became the leading driver at the local track before making the move to PEI. After a short stopover in Maryland, he found his calling in Ontario, training horses and trying to break into the driving colony at Windsor. It didn't take long for his ability to land him at the top of driver standings at the track. Brad soon joined the top dash winning drivers in the country. He recorded over $1 million in driver earnings each season between 2002 and 2010. In 2006, he recorded 602 wins, and in 2008 was the leading dash winning driver for Canada while taking home the Lantman Cup as top driver in the Ontario Sire Stakes program. That year, he also won the Ontario Regional Driving Championship. The following year, he came out on top in the National Drivers' Championship and represented his country in the World Driving Championships in Norway. For his career, Brad Forward has compiled over 4,200 wins and $25 million in purse earnings. Always finding time to return home, in 2007, Brad drove Smile for Me to a 157.1 track record mile at the Goulds Track, a record that still stands today. He's also among the many Ontario-based drivers who come home each year for Old Home Week. Scott and Rodney both began training driving in 1992, and the two quickly began following in their family's footsteps, becoming leading driver trainers. Today, Rod concentrates on the family business, while Scott mainly sticks to the training side of things. Scott is regularly the leading trainer, while son Shane, for the last 7 years, has been the leading driver at the St. John's track. The pair currently have a stable of 13 at the track, mostly their own. Many in the Forward clan chip in to help care for the horses each evening and on weekends. Both Shane and cousin Dennis Lambert Jr., Karen's son, are amongst the track's top drivers and share the driving duties on the Forward horses. Recently, the Joanne Forward-owned 3-year-old colt Dusty Lane Wild Bill took the Meridian Farms pace for driver Shane and trainer Scott. The colt was the top 2-year-old in Newfoundland last year. Another standout for Scott was 3-time Newfoundland Horse of the Year, Acme Dynamite, owned by daughter Stephanie. Originally purchased at a mixed sale in Delaware by Brad, the horse was sent home for the cost of trucking after it was discovered he was a bad knee knocker. Scott credits his friend and blacksmith the late Dave McRoberts, with making a success story out of the horse who raced to age 14 and is still king of the Forward stables. The Forward family have long played an active leadership role in the Newfoundland Harness Horse Owners Association. Bob Sr., Scott, and Rodney have all served as association presidents. Brad and Shane have also served on the board. Since 2007, Scott and his family regularly organize the very successful and popular Canadian Drivers Showcase, where some of the top drivers in Canada got a taste of driving on the rock. Scott has also been organizing youth camp days at the track, introducing youngsters to the standardbreds and growing interest in the sport. The family has long supported Matinee Day at the track, where grooms and young drivers gained experience. The Forward family have a long tradition of dedicated and loving care of standardbred horses. From breeding to driving at top level to promoting and growing the sport they love. They continue to serve the horse and local industry with lots of passion and hard work. The Atlantic Breeders' Crown Committee is pleased to honor the Forward family for their long record of achievement in the industry.
Ladies and gentlemen, let's hear it for the Forward family of Newfoundland. We'll ask you to come forward on the stage for the special presentation. And I would ask the Honorable Wes Sheridan, the Minister responsible for harness racing, and also Fonzie McCachran, the Standardbred Canada Director, to please come forward and make the special presentation to the Forward family. Did I ever tell you about my trip to Newfoundland? No? Good. It's changed my life. I want to make my way back. Congratulations to the Forward family tonight.